We're continuing with our excerpts from Kara's call this week. This is the book 1999, and we have a downloadable audio as well as our thumb drive. The downloadable audio you can also download for $9.99. Jim waited until Kara spoke once more so he could offer a fresh critique. "Kara, I need to talk to you about some things you're saying when you preach," he began. "Good," she responded. Jim was puzzled and raised his eyebrow. Kara continued, "Dad, I've heard you preach hundreds of times, and I also know what you think of every visiting minister we've ever had. I count your amens and watch for funny looks on your face." Jim smiled despite himself. Kara continued, "I'm getting less amens per sermon than any visiting minister, and you get this pained look on your face, so the sooner I know what I'm doing wrong, the sooner I can fix it." "Well, I wouldn't exactly say you're doing anything wrong," said Jim. You're doing good, but..." "Well, I do have a few issues." "Fire away." "Well, how can you say that caring for the environment is a holiness issue?" "Well, I wouldn't exactly use those words, but I do think the way we approach environment should in some way be like the way we approach other things. For example, we don't do drugs or smoke because we know God made us stewards of our bodies. In the same way, aren't we the stewards of the world around us, just like we're stewards of our bodies?" "I just can't agree that the church should be joining forces with godless environmentalists." I'm not joining forces with anyone, but this question keeps coming up in the fellowship meeting, and the kids want to know what the church's position is on preserving the environment. That's the best I have been able to come up with so far. Kara, the church is called to separate. What leads to my second point is that I do not think the true Church of Jesus Christ should just go along and preach everything that's in the social gospel. I'm not sure what you mean. Well, when you call for the church to feed the poor and be concerned about those who are impoverished around them, don't you see how that weakens the gospel? Maybe you can help me see it, Dad. Well, the Bible says, if you don't work, you don't eat. The poor you have with you always. It's the kingdom that must be preached. If we feed their bodies but their souls are lost, they will still die without God. Does it have to be either or? And another thing, you need to get a little tougher on sin. I'm not sure you understand the depth of depravity in this culture. I'm pretty aware, Dad. Well, can't you just call sin what it is? The thing you keep saying that God has two categories of people, those who are in covenant and those who he's calling to covenant. You're pretty much giving away the store. Dad, every one of these kids knows that they have terrible faults, and in their heart consider themselves to be pretty major failures. They're already ridden with guilt. They know they're sinners. What they have to work at believing is how someone can see them as worth loving unconditionally.